Hi, my name is Ray from OG Tech. Today we're doing a deck breakdown of my favorite deck, Esper Acuity. Here we go! Today we just hit Platinum rank while piloting this deck. It is really good versus anything that isn't the standard Esper Teferi decks out there, and it's not overly bad against other control matchups. Now we shall go over the card choices in the deck. The heart and the brain of the card choices in the deck is Dovin's Acuity and Mastermind's Acquisition. The Acuity gives us life gain and cantrip, or card draw if you will, while Mastermind's Acquisition gives us the versatility to get any card from our deck or sideboard to deal with the situation that we have in the current or future board states. Now, I think I just clicked off a Acuity, so let me go ahead and change it real quick. There. Let's go back to this view. So Revitalize. We need 4 Revitalize to like survive the early pressure of really fast red decks or pure white decks. And of course, you get to draw a card just for a measly cost of 1 white and 1 colorless. Search for Escanta is very self-explanatory. It's an enchantment. Once you have 7 cards in your graveyard, it turns into the Escanta, the Sunken Ruin, where you can get, like, look at the top 4 cards and get a non-creature spell. Say among those non-creature or non-land card from among those 4, which give you a lot of card advantage. Now, 2 Moments Cravings, it's very self-explanatory as well. It kills any like 1 life or 2 life creatures. It kills very annoying that 1/1 that becomes a 3. Let's look for that card. Forgot the card. To the Cast from white, which you pay 4 life and it gains indestructibility. Let me see. Where was that? Nope. I think we went over the card already, because this is 3 to cast already. Nope. Then of hope. Nope. Where is that card? There you go. Adanto Vanguard. It escaped my mind. Thought Erasure. This is card disruption and gets you to surveil. You could filter out your deck that way. It's to the cast. And Cry of Carnarium. This is a really good card to deal with effects or creatures that have afterlife. It even get rid of the Vanguard as well. So it's a really good choice. Devon's Acuity, we've already discussed that. 3 Absorbs, it counters spells, and of course another life gain, like to help you stay healthy. Mortify, it deals with creatures and enchantments. It deals with like Acuities. Search for Escanta. What else? Like for reclamations, experimental frenzies. So it's a really versatile creature and enchantment removal for treaty for only 1 white, 1 black, and a colorless mana. Chemist's Insight, of course, this is for card advantage, and of course it still has Jumpstart. It helps you with the Esper matchup as long as you get Chemist's Insight early, or any control matchup where you have a lot of dead cards like Moments of Craving, Cry of Carnarium, or Kaya's Wrath, or Wrath's Contempt. It can get rid of Planeswalkers, but sometimes you face Acuity decks that don't have Planeswalkers as well, so it's considered a dead card as well. Mastermind's Acquisition, we discussed it earlier. Vraska's Contempt kills planeswalkers and creatures, and gains you 2 health. This is good, really good against Phoenix. Most of the time, especially nowadays, there's a lot of Gruul Warriors that runs 4 Phoenixes, so this is still a really good card. Kaya's Wrath, 3 of them. This is your board wipe. 3 in the main, 1 in the sideboard. So it helps you deal with decks that have strategies and going wide. So your board wipes are Cry of Carnarium and Kaya's Wrath. And of course the one-off Nezahal, since it is still a bad matchup if you face ordinary Esper Teferi decks. So a Nezahal is a one-off in the deck that lets you deal with any control decks. And of course 26 lands, for that's 4 of each of the Esper colors, and just 2 swamps to help you with Contempt, Mastermind's Acquisition, and Cry of Carnarium, and of course Kaya's Wrath. So that's the main board. Let's go to the sideboard real quick. Healing Grace, it lets you, if you're really in a tight pinch and you don't have enough mana yet on board, Healing Grace will at least gain you 3 life and prevent 3 damage. So that's a 6 health or 6 HP swing. So it really helps out on really tight situations where you don't have enough mana yet in play. Dawn of Hope, you could put this in on really counter heavy matchups. As long as you get this to resolve, then you're golden. Sorcerer's Spyglass, it's really really situational, but for most Esper decks, this is what you use. It's either Sorcerer's Spyglass or the Immortal Sun, or you could also name Ascanta, like the Sunken Ruin, so that since it's still an activated ability, so Sorcerer's Spyglass or a Field of Ruin is there. Exposed to Daylight, this is a anti-artifact or enchantment, maybe for Experimental Frenzy, Reclamation, Acuity, or a Eldritch Reborn or Mirari's Conjecture, at the opposite side of the table. You can get rid of it. Clear the Mind is really useful against control matchup. That way you get to shuffle back the cards, all the cards in your graveyard, so that you won't get milled out. Cry of Carnarium, very self-explanatory. It adds, especially on really creature-heavy matchups, getting it from the sideboard is advisable, since that would leave the 2 Cries and the 3 Kaya's Wrath in your main deck. That way you'd have more chance to board wipe. Profane Procession, this is for mid-range decks. It's really good against mid-range decks. Lets you exile 3 creatures once you have 3 or more cards exiled. It flips into Tomb of the Duskrows and lets you use those creatures that you remove. Unmoored Ego, which is really good against Esper Teferi decks. If you're playing Paper Magic on the ban card, the Time Twister thing or the Time Spiral thing that just got banned. Another Kaya's Wrath that's pretty self-explanatory. Against red, you have a choice of bringing in Lyra Dawnbringer against control or mid-range matchups, or if you're if you've stabilized already, you can get Mirari's Conjecture for against really aggro matchups as well to get back absorbs or creature kills. And the second saga, you could get a board wipe or another Mastermind's acquisition. And it's like take advantage of the double copies, the copies when the third saga pops in. Eldest Reborn, this is against other planeswalkers or just that smile, the Carnage Tyrant, the smiling dinosaur. It's really hard to get rid of it, and you only have 4 board wipes from Kaya's Wrath, 3 in the main, 1 in the board. So Eldest Reborn helps you deal with the Carnage Tyrant. Ethereal Absolution, this is against token decks. It's really good, or really aggressive like white weenies, it helps a little. Immortal Sun, this against Super Friends deck, especially Esper. Like it stops Teferi and Kaya, which is really annoying, and of course Field of Ruin for just in case there are really annoying like flipped over enchantments that turns into legendary lands. So those are the card choices. I hope that you guys will enjoy this deck as much as I do. Once again, please be reminded that our Blizzard loot box giveaway is still up and running, so make sure to check the description for the link on how to join the Blizzard loot box giveaway. So this is the first of our many deck breakdowns. So once again, my name is Ray from OG Tech. Please follow all our social media links. That way you'd be really updated on what's going on in OG Tech and of course all the other games that we play. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.